This month on the Unsquared Circle.
Break it down.
Hello, this is Daniel Block. You may know me from the Rassling Show. I am guest hosting the December edition of the Unsquared Circle. The Unsquared Circle, possibly the greatest show wrestling related. So what can you expect in this December edition of the Unsquared Circle? Well, of course, you'll get your regular news, which in no part is regular. It's always awesome and exciting. You'll, of course, get your Diva Detour. And seeing how it's December, the end of the year, we'll shout out our top 10 moments of 2009. And, of course, a few surprises. So go ahead, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Unsquared Circle.
Thank you, Mr. Block, for that amazing intro. I hope that you are going to be the first of many guest hosts in the Unsquared Circle's future. Is there anything else you'd like to promote? Since Raw does their promotions, is there anything you'd like to promote while you're here?
Give me some money by purchasing this hat.
Okay, send him money and buy his hat. Got it. Alright, well, I guess now that the introductions are done, I guess we're going to move on to our top stories.
Oh, already? Well, okay.
Alright! First off, Mickey Rourke says he would like to wrestle for World Wrestling Entertainment after being disallowed from competing at WrestleMania 25 earlier this year. The Academy Award nominated actor says in his new book, Wrestling with Demons, that a clause in his contract for Iron Man 2 preventing him from taking part in a one-on-one match with Chris Jericho due to the possibility of injury, which would delay filming. Rourke says he wanted to put his wrestling skills to the test after training for the lead role in The Wrestler. He says he was disappointed about WrestleMania due to his limited involvement in the event. Very sad.
Yes, because punching Jericho and knocking him out is not very impressive.
No, they did that a few years ago, WrestleMania 14 with Mike Tyson and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, that was not this WrestleMania moment veiled in comparison to that WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
All right, in an interview with Hulk Hogan, Hogan claims that Vince McMahon didn't really understand the business after buying the company from his father. He says, "Brother, I moved in next door to him in Connecticut and taught him all about lifting weights and riding motorcycles and partying like a madman, brother. But what you gonna do when Hogan's lifestyle runs wild on you?" Hogan also said that he taught him about the wrestling business, brother, and about making money. And also about stealing money from little children. Hogan also said that now I'm doing that again in TNA wrestling, brother. He talks about being the savior of TNA. He said that calling the shots in TNA is like to be the unofficial running of the promotions, and he will have the same effect, if not more influence than he did in WCW, brother. So he's gonna run it right into the ground, just like he did with WCW, brother. And you better believe that, because you're gonna be taking your vitamins and saying your prayers and hoping that TNA never comes on again.
Sounds like a mixture of Batman and Hulk Hogan.
Do you need to get something out of that throat?
Brother!
Do you have lung cancer?
Issues. It has been reported that former executive president of global media in the WWE, Shane McMahon...
That's a very impressive title, by the way.
Isn't it, though? Has spoken with UFC president Dana White, that's a guy. When White was asked about the meeting, all he had to say was, no comment.
Yeah, not to be confused with Wesley White. See, he tried to become the head of UFC, but, well, look at him. I mean, really. Anyway, the TNA's flagship pay-per-view, Bound for Glory, only drew 2,400 fans. Many inside TNA are questioning about going to LA for their big pay-per-view, and they worried that drawing a decent crowd would be a problem. After months of hyping the show and only 850 tickets were sold a week out from the show, a lot of people complained about consistently being at the impact zone. But if this is any indication of pay-per-views, there are likely to be more in the Impact Zone in the future in Florida. So, because they know there they can draw a full crowd. You know, that's pretty sad. That's like WrestleMania drawing 2,400. I mean, well, obviously not like WrestleMania. That's like Survivor Series drawing only 2,400, you know? That's pretty sad that they only did that much. And I watched it on an undisclosed website, so I didn't even pay for it. I'm a bad person. Ha! Anyway.
And for our last top story, it's all about my boy, Rey Mysterio. He's expected to undergo knee surgery to repair his injured ACL. This could leave him with 6 to 9 months of recovery time. The attack and being taken away on a stretcher at Survivor Series was a lead-up for his time off. So that's it for our top stories. On to
our individual segments.
Those. Bye.
It's the show sweeping the globe.
The Rassling Show.
Our good friend over there at the Wrestling Show.
The Rassling Show. He's the Rassling Show. The Rassling Show. The Rassling Show.
The Rassling Show.
That's right, folks, the Rassling Show. It's the show that's sweeping the globe. But don't take my word for it. Listen to this glowing testimonials.
You come off very personable. You come off as a nice guy. He does an amazing mesh of comedic humor and all that shit. But yeah, he knows his shit.
Subscribe to The Rassling Show.
To be different, and he tries to be funny, and he succeeds. He made one of the funniest videos I've ever seen.
The point is, watch the Rassling Show. And for you U.S. citizens, it's your patriotic duty to subscribe.
On to Wesley White's Entertainment.
Attention all personnel, but you'll soon see that for yourself.
First in my news, the WWE has given up on pushing 2 stars, namely Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler. How funny, look at their names. Ziggler is not expecting to be competing for the Intercontinental title any soon. Despite this, Ziggler has been voted as the most deserving of a title shot in a superstar survey published on the latest issue of SmackDown magazine. And Swagger's push to superstardom has not quite panned out as the creative team had initially hoped. The All-American American was pegged as the future of the company due to his tremendous size. Nowadays, he is considered a comedy figure, ranked slightly lower than Chavo Guerrero on the Raw pecking order. Furthermore, some feel that both stars are in danger of becoming this year's Chris Masters. Ouch. Also, Paul and Katie Lee Burchill are expected to head to Raw soon, as they are being advertised to appear on a few Raw brand live events. That's probably due to that Mask versus ECW career that the Hurricane and Paul Burchill had. Bullcrap. Everyone knows who Hurricane is. It's just like Clark Kent and Superman. Anyway.
Stand back.
There's a Clark Kent coming through. JR updated his blog recently with the following comments on his health, and I quote, "Got positive results Friday on my latest CAT scan, this time for a lung issue. Now waiting on blood test results, which I hope to have next week, whichever week that is. I was told that the nerve in my face will regenerate likely 1 inch per month, so it looks like it might be 3 to 4 months until I'm facially ready for TV, or not. It could be in a few weeks if Mother Nature decides to give this little Okie a break," unquote. So, good luck, JR. You're one of my favorite commentators of all time. Hope you get well soon. Alright, in other news, Raw wrestler Eddie Cullen, a.k.a. Primo, however you say his name, is said to be very frustrated at his current position in the World Wrestling Entertainment. He has accomplished little of note since being broken up with his brother Carlito over the summer. Primo loves wrestling more than his brother does. On a side note, Carlito has even admitted that he has, that's true. That's because the only people they want to push on Raw is John Cena, DX, Sheamus, everyone's always after his Lucky Charms, and Randy Orton, and that's about it. Although Kofi's starting to get a push, but it's kind of funny that Kofi's not getting a title shot and Sheamus is, because they're pumping up, Kofi Kingston, but I guess they don't want to make Kofi, because it'd be two faces against each other, and of course people would probably boo Kofi Kingston, but you know what, whatever. Alright, that's all with Wesley White's entertainment.